Hello, everybody, and welcome to Problem Solve Her. It's a really fun, cool, innovative, informative, and fabulous podcast starring myself, Chloe, and my girl,
Dagmar.
Daggylicious, is in the
Dagmar's here,
house.
ready to play and rock and roll.
Woo-wee! I have earrings. I have special earrings on
Very
today
pretty.
for those that are watching and not listening in their car when they're driving and all
And
the
for that
traffic.
you don't feel good, you look gorgeous.
Allergies, yeah, it's the season, but I this is my very nasally. It would be like if Demi Moore was Jewish like me. It's like a raspy Jewish Demi Moore. That's who I am today. But
That's
it's all
cool.
good because we're here to solve problems and allergies can be solved and we'll get over them.
Yeah,
So
it's whatever you focus on.
it
Whatever
is
you
what it
focus
is.
on will happen.
Just I'm on the positive side of things.
Yes. Today's topic is why is growth important? And we both experienced that in our life. A lot of growth, willing or unwilling, happened consciously or had to happen. Right, Chloe?
I mean, I'm growing right now as we speak. I wish I would grow as in my height because I'd like to be a little bit taller, but that's not going to happen. I'm sitting here at 5'3.5" growth. Honestly, there's so many times in my life where I could like look back, even up until like say yesterday, where I'm like, you have to constantly grow. You have to always evolve and better yourself and say, how can I grow in this area? How can I grow in that area? What can I do differently? Because if we stay in the same kind of space, and we don't want to be women, especially, we don't want to be those women that are like, no, it's okay. It's all right. Yeah. We can't look at everything going on around us and go, no, it's this person, it's that, it's the air, it's the pollution, it's this, it's that. We have to take accountability and see how we can grow ourselves on our own without anyone telling us. Because when people say, you need to work on this and you need to do that, you're like, everyone's like, meh. The door shuts, they turn their ears off, literally. So we have to do it on our own. We have to know ourselves well enough to say, okay, the plates need to shift. We have to grow every week, as far as I'm concerned. I know that sounds a little overwhelming to some people, but we have to always grow. There are days where, they can be very rough and you don't want to get out of bed or you feel you just don't have anything to offer for the day. But you have to find a way within yourself to get there. And that's part of what growing is. Do you know what I mean?
Yep. As I was younger, I did not want to grow personally. I wanted to grow professionally, totally. Personally, I liked being comfortable and safe and in my little
Of
box
course.
and know what would happen every day and changing. And there's Fred coming.
Fred is more needy than Oliver, which is shocking because Oliver's the neediest little
Okay,
furry
Fred's
pup on the
mama
planet.
time now, not petting time. And growth was more something others do, right? Like
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like you're listening to everyone else. It's like, no, you need to grow yourself.
yeah, I enjoy to be in my little cocoon until life happened and life threw me out of it. And now looking back, I assume the creator thought, nah, she's not willing to grow. We have to make it happen. We have to give her something that she cannot hold on to it any longer. And if we don't take it away from her and she cannot hold on to it, and it's not her choice, right? It's not breaking up. It's not her choice. It's just taking it away. She has to confront herself. What does she want in life? And that was my biggest aha moment and really an awakening within me. How important is it for me to grow professionally compared to grow personally? And now looking back, it's really a gift I received from the creator to make me aware of what do I really want in life, like love, community, connections, which at the time as it happened, I realized that it's great and it's fun to grow business wise, but it's not fulfilling. It really is more, it pleases your ego, but it's not filling your heart or your soul. And that was really my start of my growth journey. And now looking back, if this would not have happened, I would have stayed as the I know better and I'm great, having this ego driven personality, which felt great about yourself. And you thought, it's all what I need to learn. I already know. And I'm a good person and there's nothing else. So now today I know I can learn every day to be a better person, to work on myself, to create more light in this world, and to really focus on follow my passion purpose to create a better world in a way that there's more love and great connections which fulfill you.
I mean, that's beautiful. You went a lot deeper than I did. I was kind of just hitting the surface, but I agree with everything that you just said. And I was the same way. When I was in my 20s and my 30s, I was like, what do I'm so hot. I'm so cool. What do I grow? I'll grow a plant, you know. I'll grow something in the backyard. I mean, we have to I'm honestly thinking, like, I'm looking back now that you're saying that. I thought I was so freaking cool that I mean, now I'm like, God, you think I've chutzpah now? I mean, I would just walk in anywhere, think I should get the best table, the best everything. I mean, it worked, right? Because the confidence was there. I was like, oh, she must be somebody. But it would be incredible if we could all grow together and, be in a world that everyone's simpatico, right? Unfortunately, that's not going to happen. And I think that there are people that probably will never get past a certain level in terms of their deeper subconsciousness of really understanding who they are as an individual because people don't want to do that, right? It's the fear of the unknown. So it's like, do I really want to find out who I am? It's like, I know exactly who I am. Sometimes I'm so annoying, I annoy myself. And I know that. Like if I'm with the family and Dylan's saying that my dad, my mom, and everyone's like, you're annoying. And I'm like, yeah, I am. I'll just walk in the other room. We're all like, all right, love you guys. See you later. Like, I don't want to be this annoying. Or if like Oliver's driving me crazy, I'm like, Oliver, do you know how annoying you are right now? And I think that we have to dig deep and really see where that is because for anything to grow, anything to flourish, anything to, continue life, we have to really understand who we are to the core. And if you know who you are, like truly know yourself, and you're alone with your emotions and your thoughts and you're rational, then you go, okay, this is what I need to do. I think a lot of people, especially in relationships, right? When their significant other calls them out and they're like, what? Me? I don't complain. I don't like to argue. I'm not combative. I'm not, and it's like, would you like me to videotape you so that you can see your actual behavior? Because we really sometimes don't even realize some of the things that we do on a daily basis because they've become a pattern and a habit. But habits can be broken.
If you want to.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you have to, but you
You
have
don't
to put in
have
the work.
to do anything. You want to. Because the word have means must. And there's no must. It's really a choice.
But you have to put in the work.
You want to put in the work.
I mean, I don't necessarily agree with that statement.
Okay.
For me, have to means like it's something that must be done. So I don't see that as a negative word. I see have as like it's like saying I need this person in my life. I want this person in my life. And people say, well, it's not about the want, it's about the need. But for me, it doesn't really matter which word I choose personally. If you want to get it done, you get it done. And some people say, some people might say, okay, I'm going to, right? And it's just like my yoga mat. If I don't put that thing out and lay it on the floor the night before, when I get up in the morning and I come out in my living room and I see it, It's staring at me. It's like, no, I can't say no. I have to do it for me. So we're all I want to say this the right way, but as individuals, we need to challenge ourselves more. I don't want to put anyone down. That's why I'm being very choosy in the way that I deliver this message. But in this world today and this younger generation, people are very entitled and I find them to be somewhat lazy. And I'm okay with saying that. And I'm not saying it in a negative way. I'm saying it in the sense that when I was growing up, we had to do certain things and you had chores and you had to do your own laundry and you had to clean your own dishes and you had to work. And today, the lifestyle of what people want is very different. It's like they don't want to work that much, but they want to drive a Mercedes. And I'm like, how does that come to fruition? So I think that we all need to dig deep into ourselves as much as we can. We don't want to overload us, right? We don't need to be every single day. You need to grow. You have to grow today. And like put this mantra in your head where you're going to drive yourself insane because then you're nitpicking yourself too much for me personally. And then it becomes into anxiety. I think a healthy level of self growth is great for everybody.
We would like to take a moment in this episode to thank our sponsors. Palm Beach Dog Academy is located right here in the heart of sunny South Florida. Founded by Jeff Nelson, who did his training at the Harvard of Dog Training Academies at the Tom Rose School in Missouri. I can say firsthand that Jeff not only has the credentials and the experience, he knows how to train dogs properly. He trained my beloved Oscar, our furry favorite guy who lived till 19 years of age. For more information about Jeff's packages and his academy, please visit palmbeachdogacademy.com.
Growth is important for me to have my inner peace and my inner balance and hold my nerve system regulated. And here's why. Like we all have childhood trauma, childhood issue, generational trauma, then the different attachment styles, right? Anxious, avoidance, and triggers. And every time now, I have the ability to use the wisdom to decide what I can change, what I cannot change, and accept that. And it doesn't mean I have to accept it quietly. Like this week, I had it twice. I really had aha moments. One was when you and I communicate sometimes, we communicate in a very different way. I communicate very dry, word by word, and that's what I mean. And I realized that depending on the sender and receiver message, it's how the receiver receives it and not how the sender send it. So as I got a response this week from you, I've really had to first stop myself and think, what? And then, okay, goody, and let it go. 10 years ago, I would not have let it go. 10 years ago, this thing would be discussed to the end. The goal would not have been what's my focus. The goal would have been who's right or wrong, right? So that was interesting to see myself that I have my inner peace now to just say, okay, and move on. And the other thing, what I was very proud of me this week, I had a best friend since 13 years and her life circumstances changed from, she lived for a while where she didn't find her purpose. And I could see she was a little bit like swimming, you know what I mean? Not happy, not unhappy, but not fulfilled. And so we had a really close bond, best friends. We communicated every day and we knew each other, what we were thinking and feeling and everything. And then her family built a house on the lake, like 3 hours from here. And then she started going there over the weekend. Then she started going there for weeks. And then she found new connections there, a new relationship. And that's where she's from. she reconnected to her past relationships. And so from the very, very strong bond we had and best friends got lighter and lighter and lighter. And now it's at the point where we are catching up. And for me
She doesn't
internally,
live there anymore. She's totally moved and she's in this other place.
no, she's here for a week. And then when we have time, we meet for lunch. And if not, then not. And we talk like on and off every few days, every few weeks, depending on, but it's not like, it's like your best friend where you talk with every day and you really feel like really, really close. And it's like this half of your soul is in the other person. And it was for me at the beginning, as I realized there was this distance coming in more and more. It was like a death for me, like the death of the friendship we had. And I was grieving it and I was sad about it and angry, losing it and everything. And this started like 2 years ago. And then I became more neutral because I didn't want to feel the pain anymore. And then yesterday we saw each other and it was like the good old times, like sitting for 3 hours and talking and what do you feel and what do you think? What's your vision? And what do you want to do with your life in the next year? So it felt so good. And now she's gone again, right? For who knows, 2 weeks.
Did you express to her that you felt like you guys were drifting and that
I did it before. And she said, life changes and it's not that we don't see each other anymore. And whenever I come down, then we can see each other for lunch and you always can call me. And for whom I am, if I'm the one who always calls you or texts you, but there's no you checking in on me, it frustrates me. And then after a while, I feel not loved anymore. And then after a while, I don't want to do it anymore. And it becomes for me more on the shallow base. So coming back to why I'm sharing this with our topic, why is growth important? So this morning, I had the thought to text her that it's really hard for me to recognize that being the best friends ended. And now I'm one of many friends she has because of what I felt, the soul connection we had, the value it had for me. And also I see how happy she is right now living at the lake and reconnecting with her old friends and having the second life there. And it's becoming her most important life. And that her all the best and that I'm happy that she's so happy and that I love her. And it's not that I don't see her. I still will see her and we still will talk. But what we had is not there anymore. What we had is gone. And
you did text that to her or you were thinking
yeah,
about it?
I texted that to her this morning and I cried as I texted it and I cried afterwards because it was like a release
It's
of
okay,
a
lovey.
wound.
It's good. You let it out. It's
And,
good.
and having for my personality, the bravery to text that because I don't know what the response will be.
Right. That's not something like for you to do.
I hope the response will be to just take it how I meant it. I want that she would know it, but there's no need to talk about it. There's no need
Right.
to
You just wanted
discuss.
to put it out into the universe.
Right. I just wanted to share with her how I felt. And years ago, I could not have done it because I thought now, perhaps then now I lose her totally, right? Perhaps now she gets upset or she avoids me or gets angry with me. So years ago, I would have more the anxious attachment style, holding on and pleasing somebody. And when she's here, to overwhelm her with my emotions or to follow more up on her, no matter if I'm perhaps frustrated or disappointed that she cannot do it with me or
Right.
what we had before. So I feel very good about it where I am today in my life. I really have the ability now to appreciate what I have and to value what I have and let go of my expectations, how it should be. And also myself and feeling the self-love I have for myself and the self-respect and the self-appreciation of I'm enough. I think that's what I want to say. I'm enough. So if my message for today would be one, that's my message. Why is growth important? Because I'm enough. And I had to get there to feel I'm enough.
That's amazing, and I'm sorry that you are kind of in your feelings with it right now. I understand that, some friendships I had a very, very long friendship with one of my best friends from high school who's in my friend group, and she's the only one I don't talk to anymore. This happened about 8 years ago, and I was kind of similar to you. I was holding on to, like, the hope and thinking that, something was gonna happen there, and she did something and she knows what she did wrong, and everyone else had told her, and she said that she was gonna make it right with me, and, I was waiting and hoping and praying, and she didn't, and then she called me out of nowhere about a year and a half ago, and it was because she needed something, and she was coming to Florida anyway. But sometimes relationships, and it is true, she is right in the sense that people do evolve and change and grow. So I kinda have a joke with my best friend from 8th grade. We're still best friends. Sometimes when we don't speak, I check and I go, "Hello, hello, hi." And then she knows, right? And she does the same to me sometimes. My best friend from college is the worst. She was just here visiting. If I don't hear from her for like 6, 8 weeks, I'm like, SOX, I'm calling in the National Guard. And then she'll send me a text. Because like you, I value my friendships and these especially very long-term ones, but I've said this with some of my friends over the years, especially high school and college. Like if we met in our these are like even 40, will we be friends? Because people change, right? Some relationships, and that's why this can happen in a marriage or in a very long-term relationship that you have with someone that just doesn't work, is because people evolve and they go in different places, and friendships can also. And I'm sure she loves you and she values you, but she might be caught up in the nostalgic era of, this is where I grew up and I'm back to what I used to know. And she's kind of caught up in all those moments. And that doesn't mean that it takes away anything from you. And maybe she might not respond right away because she's not sure what to say, right? I think sometimes when people don't reply, it's because they're really unsure of what to say. And a lot of people don't like confrontation. So they're kind of, and what you were saying earlier about, I love how you just like to throw me under the bus on here and like bring me up. So when Chloe was texting, I'm like, wait, did we discuss this was
I
happening?
didn't say
Excuse
what.
me. When we
I
said
only,
self growth topic, I didn't know this was coming in here, but you know me, I could take it on the chin. I don't care. Because, and I've been having this with one of my friends recently. The only time we argue is over text. When we're in person or voice note, it's different. The way someone perceives something when they text it to you can be completely different in the way that they're trying to speak it. So sometimes it's better to just like send a voice note, which I love voice notes. I do those a lot so that people can understand what I'm saying. And it's going back to the Kabbalah. Can't take things personally. It's like one of the number one rules. So if we could try to like do that, but then it depends on where we are when we receive a message, right? Or a phone call. If we're in a bad mood, if we're in a good mood, if we're already having a day where we're feeling like a little vulnerable and fragile. So I think that those things are really important. But at the end of the day, if you love and you care about someone and you trust them and they trust you, it doesn't really matter what you write because it's all going to be good. That's how I truly feel. Everything's always going to work out.
I like what you said, and I know you know that I like that. You said one time, no matter what, we can figure it out. And that broke my luck. And I'm okay, okay, we can figure it out. And because that's not how I was raised. We can figure it out. It was always, it's the end, right? And if you're raised like this, if a discussion is the end, it's always negative.
But
And
but
always,
nothing's final like that, you know?
it's always devastating.
We would like to take a moment to thank our sponsors. Cafe Bastille originated in Miami, now has a location in downtown Fort Lauderdale for almost 2 years. Located steps from Las Solas and sitting on the canal, I can personally say I frequent there often. Their lattes are wonderful, hot or cold. The velvet pancakes just melt in your mouth. The pommes frites are on point, and the bottomless mimosas for brunch all day long are absolutely fabulous. For more information, please go to cafebastilledowntown.com.
I know, but we have to try to become, it's so hard. We are creatures and habitat of how we grow up and our environment. And that's what shaped us as humans, like as we get older. But we can break those patterns. We don't have to allow that anymore. We are free thinking individuals. And Marcy said it best, no one has access to our energy. How we grow up, that energy is done. Like I can't even, that's one thing that I would say that I'm very good at because I'm not good at some other things. But one thing that I'm really good at is my past is my past. I am not holding on to my past. I won't even allow it. And of course, there are things and there are traumas that come up, but I like it's so done. It's so not even now or even anything in my future. And I think that that's really important when it comes to ending relationships. And I'm going through this period right now and I'm going through the different phases of it. And I'm really, some days are better than others, especially when it's something that took up such a long period of your life. But the past is in the rearview mirror. Like we have to look forward and we have to believe in ourselves. And if I'm close with someone, I should be able to say anything to them. And if
Right.
it offends them in the moment, like, I'm sorry, I'm not here to offend you. I'm just speaking my truth and
Right.
expressing myself.
Yep.
And I'm not here to upset anybody. But we have to be able to say, we can't be canceled by the ones we love if we're sharing our true essence of how we're feeling in a moment, right? We can
Right.
say, I didn't mean to hurt you. That was not my intention. But everything should always be worked out if it's someone you truly care about. And I'm sure your friend will respond. And it was great growth for you this week. My growth personally for this week, although the week's not up, right? It's only, what's today, Tuesday or Wednesday? I don't even know what day it is.
Tuesday.
Today's Tuesday. As the week starts, like I told you, that the perimenopause, and I know that women listening to this are like, sis, I feel you. It's really, I didn't understand the level of what it takes out of you. And I've had some tough days. And thank God for Oliver getting me out of bed early. But we have to find a way to always push on, keep pushing, keep moving, keep going, keep doing. That's all I have to say about the matter.
Okay. So what's your one message? I already shared my one message. What's your one message? Why is growth
So,
important?
one message, continue to push yourself.
I love that. Okay. That's a perfect ending to our episode today. And if you want to connect with us, go to ProblemSolvHer.com without the E in solve. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Instagram, TikTok. We love
TikTok,
you.
the chutzpah girls on TikTok now. I'm sharing our shorts and everything, and we're getting great responses. We love you. We hear you. We see you.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Just a quick note before we end. This conversation is for inspiration and empowerment only. It's not medical, mental health, or legal advice. We are not doctors, therapists, or lawyers. Just women sharing real stories and personal truth. Always seek professional guidance for your unique situation.